First episode of the most dramatic podcast with Chris Harrison has dropped. Here are the Spark Notes part 1. So he wanted to apologize that it took him so long to speak, as he has not spoken publicly about the franchise, other than the apology he put on Instagram and his apology he did on Good Morning America. I guess he kind of said that when they teach you in PR school that when there's so much noise, it's better to just not say anything because then everything becomes a headline. And since there was so much noise, he just didn't want to add to it, and he also just genuinely needed the time, but he actually regrets not speaking to you guys, his fans, face to face sooner, because he talked a lot about the relationship with the viewers of The Bachelor that meant so much to him for so long that he just feels like he let all his fans down, he let his family down, he let his friends down, his kids down, his fiance Lauren Zima. For part 2 to hear what he said about the interview. This is part 2 of Chris Harrison's Welcome Back podcast. This is what he said about the interview. So he describes the infamous interview as messy, and he is so disappointed on how everything went down, and he blames it all on him. He said that he wasn't his normal eloquent self. He said he stands by the point still that he was trying to get across, but the way he said it was just messy and not him. He wanted to make it right as soon as it happened and just apologize. That's why he put out his statement and apologized, but unfortunately it just kept going and kept going and kept going, and every day he was waking up with a new headline that he just didn't know what to do, and he threw out the playbook. He said that his apology was warranted because he misspoke, that he was heartbroken, gutted, disappointed in himself, and lost 20 pounds. Nothing in his soul ever wanted to harm anyone, and he feels like people should know that after watching him on TV for 19 years. For part 3 where he talks about The Bachelor. So here is part 3 of Chris Harrison's podcast where he talks about The Bachelor. So he said that many contestants and people in his life tried to help him, but he told all of them to stay silent because he didn't want them to get involved and get dragged and get devoured the way he was. He said he's aware that the show has gone down 50 to 60% in ratings, and that's actually disappointing for him because he worked so hard on building the show up for so long, and that he takes pride in helping create one of the most relevant and successful reality shows in the country. He said he never edited the show or had any involvement in storylines or casting. The last time he watched the show was Matt James's season on Hometowns, but he still keeps up and checks in on the ratings. And he was aware that many contestants tried to take his job and wanted his job after he was creating more influencers over the years. But ultimately, he is forever grateful for the show that changed his life, and he has no bad blood with the Bachelor franchise. Lauren Zima did explain, as she was a guest on Chris Harrison's episode 2 podcast, that she left her famous Bachelor recap after show, Roses and Rosé, because of what went down with Chris Harrison. She just didn't feel right recapping that show anymore in the same capacity after what went down with Chris and how he was let go from the franchise. She admitted that she was mad at Chris. She was disappointed because she wasn't ready to leave that show. It brought her so much love and happiness just connecting with her fans every single week and making people smile and laugh. However, it was important for her to stick by her man, and I guess she ended up leaving entertainment tonight after 8 years, and now they live together in Austin, Texas. She also admitted that she regrets not standing up for Chris enough when everything went down, but they were both advised to stay silent, and she didn't want to get any more hate mail.